What's up, everybody watching out there? This is my NXT review for March 2nd, 2016. This is my NXT review. Hope you enjoy it. Here we go. Kicked off with the Vaudevillains taking on Jobbers. Two guys I've never seen before. Enhancement talents, jobbers, whatever you want to call them. One of the guys the guy was really jacked, really built well. Looked like he spends his time in the gym 24 hours a day. And the other guy, his partner, was not a big guy. Looked like a giant almost, so close 7 feet tall. Kind of reminded me of Bo Dempsey, looked like him kind of, but whatever. Vaudevillains win. This match was the opening match. It was like 2, 3, 4 minutes, maybe 5 minutes. Very short. Vaudevillains win, good for them. They're a good team. I just don't know if they'll ever be NXT Tag Champs again. Up next we had interview backstage with Dana Brooke, and one of my favorites. Everybody knows that Emma is one of my favorite women in wrestling, women in WWE. Emma's awesome. Love her in-ring work. Love how she looks. Emma is great. So Emma, Dana Brooke have a backstage interview. And then at the end, Dana Brooke does her little head pat the interview guy on his head to humiliate him. That's pretty funny. I laughed when she did that. After that, we had Finn Balor in basically a video package of Finn Balor, because he is the NXT champion. He is a top guy there. And it was a good video package of Finn Balor. Up next, we had Enzo. First, we had the Enzo footage from the outside the Performance Center where Enzo Amore was attacked in the parking lot by Dash and Dawson. And then they go into a Enzo and Big Cash interview backstage. They say they're going to basically catch Dash and Dawson and beat the hell out of them when they get their hands on them. And Dash and Dawson will defend the NXT tag titles. I was very happy to hear this match announced for March 12th in the WWE Network special. I guess it's called. It's a very lame, stupid name. They could have came up with a way better name. They should have just called it like the Mania. They could have called it Mania before Mania, but no. They could have called it March to WrestleMania, but no. They could have called it a lot of things, but instead they named it WWE Roadblock. First we were on the fast lane, and now we're on the roadblock to WrestleMania. So I guess there's a roadblock to WrestleMania because Triple H, it was announced Triple H is defending his title against Dean Ambrose at WWE Roadblock on March 12th. Hopefully you have the network to see it. If you don't, hopefully you're not stealing a friend's password to watch it for free, because that'd make you a cheap bastard. Even though if you can't afford WWE Network, don't be stealing it and watching it on live streams, because that's just wrong. Anyways, so March 12th, we got Triple H Ambrose for the WWE World Heavyweight title. And now we got Dash and Dawson defending the NXT tag titles against Enzo and Big Cash. Enzo, Big Cash get one more title shot. At least I think they will not get any more title shots if they lose on March 12th. They shouldn't get another title shot. Hopefully Enzo and Big Cash win. If they don't win, I expect to see them on the main roster after WrestleMania. The Raw after WrestleMania would be the perfect time to debut Enzo and Big Cash on the main roster if they lose on March 12th. If they win, and they're NXT Tag Champs, well then I think Enzo and Big Cash should stay in NXT throughout this summer. For the entire summer. Up next we had, after the Enzo Big Cash promo, we went into a Dash and Dawson promo. And that was pretty short. So March 12th at Roadblock, we have the NXT tag titles on the line. I was happy that was announced. In Canada, I think in Toronto. The event is in Toronto. Up next we had NXT Women's Action, one of my favorites of all time. Emma in action. It was great to see her finally wrestle. She hasn't wrestled for probably over a month in NXT on TV. So it was Emma against Santana Garrett. Santana Garrett, she used to be in TNA for a short time. She was Brittany in TNA. If you watched TNA in 2014, 2015, she was known as Brittany. And she was like the psycho girl she was with Samuel Shaw. She was known as Brittany in TNA. Now she's Santana Garrett. She's a great women's wrestler. I've seen her work on the indies. She's very good. I've seen her in that company, Shine, women's company called Shine. I think she's been in Shimmer also, and many other companies. She was the NWA Women's Champion, so that's how good she is. They let her be the NWA Women's Champion, even though I don't know how much respect the NWA belts still have with fans, but she was NWA Women's Champion, so that's a hell of an accomplishment if you ask me. So Santana Garrett put up a good fight against Emma, but I had no doubt that Emma was going over, and Emma wins. It was a great win for Emma. As I said, I love her. Love her in-ring work and love how she looks. Up next, William Regal, or before this, might have been before the women's match, backstage in William Regal's office. William Regal's the GM of NXT. Eva Marie and Nia Jax are in his office, and William Regal tells them they will face Bayley and Asuka, I think next week. I'm pretty sure it's next week in a tag match. Eva looked scared to death, like she's really afraid to be in the ring with Asuka, and she should be, because Asuka is gonna kill you, Eva. Run for your life, Eva. Don't even show up. Or please show up so I can see you get destroyed by Asuka and tap out. Up next we had Elias Sampson taking on a jobber. I forgot his name. No disrespect to the guy, but I forgot his name. He was a jobber because he lost to Elias Sampson. This match went on too long. I wanted it to end within like 4 or 5 minutes. Probably went on like 8 minutes, maybe longer. Went on way too long. Elias Sampson is pretty hated as a heel, so I'm sure they won't drop his character. He gets the win, good for him. But I'm not a fan of Sampson. He's pretty boring to me. Up next, we had the Hype Bros doing a promo. Good for them. I didn't know they were still around as a tag team, but they are. So, Hype Bros are still around. Good for them. Hopefully they're staying hype. And hopefully they get a tag title shot in the future, if they're still together in NXT. Up next, we had, after the Hype Bros promo, the Vaudevillains came out from behind the set where they were cutting their promo, and the Vaudevillains came out and they looked really creepy. They were smiling, doing a very creepy smile, like they were going to attack the Hype Bros in the future. So, I don't know what they're doing with the Vaudevillains, but it doesn't really matter. They're a good team, but I don't really care what they're doing with them. But they're better as heels, are the Vaudevillains. Should they be NXT Tag Champs again? They could be, but I wouldn't really want to see it. I'd rather see Enzo and Cash win or Gable and Jordan win the tag titles, because both of those teams are very, very over. Up next, after the Vaudevillains come out and do their creepy smile, we had Neville versus Finn Balor, the NXT champion, in the main event of this week's NXT. Very good match. Great wrestling. This match was wrestling. It was very good. Very entertaining spots they hit in it. Neville got backdropped over the top rope in the corner, and he flew over the top. Looked like he couldn't really land on his feet too well because how he was backdropped over the top. So he went flying, and his head almost landed and smashed into the steel stairs. That was pretty scary. Neville could have got injured there, but gladly, and it's good he did not get injured. But Neville could have smashed his head on the chair and bled a lot. Glad he didn't get injured. But that spot was pretty scary. And then after that, we had a moonsault. Neville hit a moonsault on the floor on Balor. That was awesome. We had a dive. Finn Balor hit a dive over the top rope. That was awesome. Onto Neville onto the floor. And then they both were standing up at the same time, standing on the top rope at the same time. Neville hit a head scissors. That was awesome. Hurricanrana head scissors off the top. That was great. And then Balor hit his kick, one of his kicks, and he went up, did the double stomp. When we had many near falls, a lot of kickouts in this match by both Neville and Balor. It was very good. Both guys are fantastic, excellent workers in the ring. Both are tremendous, great athletes. Probably two of the best pure athletes WWE has is Balor and Neville, and also Seth Rollins. But after the double foot stomp that Balor did, or Neville tried to do a red arrow, and the guy landed on his fucking feet. That was insane. I don't know how he does a red arrow, and then he lands on his feet. That was insane. I think it was a red arrow. Maybe it was a shooting star press that he landed on his feet. One of the two. Anyways, tremendous athlete Neville is because the guy landed on his feet. Double foot stomp was hit, and then Neville got picked up by Balor, hit with the brain buster. 1, 2, 3, it was over. Finn Balor wins. It was awesome. It was a great main event. Very, very, very entertaining and fun to watch. And they're bringing up about the Balor Club. They're kind of talking about the Bullet Club from New Japan. They used to be there. AJ left and Doc left, and I think his name is Carl Anderson. He left also. They're coming to NXT as a tag team soon, or maybe they'll show up on the main roster after WrestleMania. I don't know. If they're going to show up as a tag team on the main roster before NXT, I don't know. Maybe Doc and Carl Anderson, maybe they'll show up at NXT Dallas and help Balor retain the title. I don't know. But they are coming, and they'll probably join Finn Balor, and they'll be in the Balor Club. So that'll be fun to watch and something to look forward to in the future. In a couple weeks when it comes. When NXT Dallas comes and WrestleMania, then Raw after WrestleMania comes. I think it's 5 weeks away or something like that. Or 4 weeks away. So, very good episode of NXT this week. Main event was a highlight of the show. It was a 5-star match. It was very good. I really enjoyed it because I enjoy great wrestling. It was very good. After Balor wins, Neville stood up and Neville got a well-deserved standing ovation. That was awesome from the crowd in Orlando. And then after that, we go to a backstage interview with Samoa Joe and Sami Zayn, standing side by side. The interviewer was in the middle of them. Joe said, "You wouldn't even be here." Something. Joe said something like, you wouldn't even be here if I wasn't here earlier. You wouldn't even be here walking, standing on your own 2 feet or something like that. So next week, I believe it's Samoa Joe, Sami Zayn. I think it's next week, or maybe it's 2 weeks away. In the main event, winner goes to get a title shot against Finn Balor. Great way to end NXT with a little bit of Samoa Joe, Sami Zayn build to get everybody excited for their match. Great way to end it. I'd give this NXT a rating of, the main event was freaking 10. It was pretty damn good. It was at least a 9 or 10. Rest of the show, I'd say it was a 7. I'd say it was a 7. Good episode of NXT. Hope you enjoyed my NXT review for March 2nd, 2016. Follow me on Twitter. If you already don't, follow me at TNA WWE Guy. Also, excuse me. Also, follow me at NXT WWE Guy on Twitter. Hope you enjoyed my NXT review. Maybe if I get over 20 views, maybe I'll do another NXT review next week. I'm not sure I'll do them every week unless I start getting a lot of views and people and followers of mine demand I start doing reviews every week. Then I will. If I get more than 20 views, maybe I'll do one next Wednesday. Bye for now, everybody.